You don't have a motivation problem. You have a motivation addiction. And that addiction is the exact reason you keep starting over every single month with the same goals and the same excuses and the same empty promises to yourself. Here is what nobody is telling you. Motivation is not a strategy. It is a feeling. And feelings come and go. So if your entire plan depends on feeling motivated, your plan was already broken before you even started. Let's talk about what is actually happening inside your brain. When you decide to make a change, start the gym, study harder, build something, your brain releases dopamine. Not because you did the work, because you imagined doing it. That rush you feel when you make a new goal, that is your brain rewarding you for the idea alone. And it feels incredible for about 2 weeks. Then the novelty fades, the dopamine drops, the excitement disappears, and suddenly the thing you were so fired up about feels like a chore. That is not weakness. That is neuroscience. Researchers studying habit formation found that this motivational dip happens predictably, right around the 2-week mark, because the novelty-driven dopamine that powered your early days runs out long before the behavior becomes automatic. So you quit. And you tell yourself you just weren't motivated enough. But that was never the problem. Psychologist Angela Duckworth at the University of Pennsylvania found something remarkable. Self-discipline outpredicted IQ by more than double when measuring long-term performance. Not talent, not motivation, not passion, discipline. The boring, unglamorous, unsexy act of showing up when you don't feel like it. And here's the part that should change how you think about this forever. Philippa Lally and her team at University College London studied 96 people trying to build new habits. They tracked them for months. What they found destroyed the popular myth that habits take 21 days to form. The real average? 66 days. And depending on the person and the behavior, it could take anywhere from 18 to 254 days. That means the moment your motivation collapsed, around day 14, you were not even a quarter of the way to making the behavior automatic. You quit in the gap, right in the middle of the hardest part, before your brain had time to rewire itself. And then you blamed yourself for failing. You were not failing. You were just stopping too soon. Psychologist Wendy Wood spent decades studying human behavior and found that roughly 43% of what you do every single day is not a conscious decision. It is habit, autopilot. Your brain running a program it already knows. That means nearly half your life is already being lived on repeat, without thought, without effort, without motivation. Discipline is how you rewrite that program. And here is the part that most people miss completely. Discipline does not replace motivation. It creates it. Research published in Frontiers in Psychology found that when people act with self-discipline, it actually triggers autonomous motivation. The deep, values-driven kind that does not fade after 2 weeks. The kind that feels like purpose. In other words, you do not wait to feel motivated before you act. You act. And the motivation follows. So what does 1% discipline actually look like? It looks like choosing the hard thing once today. Not every day this year. Not a perfect streak. Just today. One push when you do not feel it. One decision that the motivated version of you would make, made by the disciplined version instead. Because discipline is not about being ruthless. It is about being reliable. Reliable to yourself. Consistent when no one is watching. Steady when the feeling is gone. Motivation will visit you sometimes. Welcome it. Use it. But do not wait for it. Because the life you want is not on the other side of feeling ready. It is on the other side of showing up anyway. Start with 1% today.